Before Squid Game was dropped onto Netflix on September 17, 2021, no one had any idea how successful it was about to be. The Korean thriller series shattered viewership records on the platform, beating out Bridgerton for most-watched Netflix show at launch by an impressive margin. To call Squid Game a viral hit would be an understatement. It was an international phenomenon, transcending the language barrier and becoming completely unavoidable in the United States. Millions of viewers outside of South Korea were drawn in by the allure of deadly children's games, even though the majority of them had never before heard of the playground Squid Game that the show was named after. Popular creators used the series as an inspiration for their own high-stakes competitions, with YouTuber Mr. Beast's recreation earning over 600 million views since its release in November of 2021. Netflix itself took a swing at replicating the drama for real with Squid Game: The Challenge in 2023, albeit without all the killing. Such a popular show was always going to have a season 2, and after 3 years and 3 months, Seong Gi-hun's story continues in spectacular fashion. There's no shortage of reasons to get hyped about the return of Squid Game.
I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to you all.
When we last left Gi-hun, he had just found a way back into the game. Instead of visiting his daughter, he's decided to fight back from the inside, taking on the title of Player 456 once again. Armed with new knowledge and an urge to help struggling people, his aim is to try and save as many as possible from being killed by the frontman. Speaking of the frontman, he's also coming back with a vengeance after being unmasked. Actor Lee Byung-hun told The Hollywood Reporter, "In Season 1, you only saw pieces of this guy's story. There was a lot of freedom to build this character.
These people suffered from inequality and discrimination out in the world, and we're giving them one last chance to fight fair and win."
Despite his monologues about the game being equal for everyone in Season 1, it's likely that the frontman will try and put a target on Gi-hun's back. That said, the frontman has a target of his own, courtesy of his policeman brother Jun-ho, who survived being shot and falling off a cliff. Jun-ho struggles with the truth that his beloved brother runs such a shady operation, but he won't be able to let his discretions go unpunished. Finally, one unexpected character is getting much more screen time. Jung-bae, player 390 in Season 2, is Gi-hun's gambling buddy from the beginning of Season 1.
Pin number changed on you, huh? Guess your mother finally abandoned you.
Despite being credited as Seong Gi-hun's friend in his first appearances, he goes on to be an important ally for the hero as he tries to stop the game. A new game means a new batch of participants that'll get smaller and smaller as the season goes on. Gi-hun is once again assigned the number 456, but his fellow contestants are all putting on the green uniforms for the first time. Much like in Season 1, the Squid Game players all come from different walks of Korean life. They have one thing in common though, they're all in desperate need of cash. Take Gon-sok, player 246 for instance. He's a struggling father whose only child is suffering from blood cancer. There's also Myung-gi, player 333, a former YouTuber who got involved in a crypto scam, and Yoon-ju, player 120, a transgender woman in need of money for her medical care. Aside from Gi-hun and Jun-bae, it also seems like several pairs of participants knew each other before the games began. Jun-hee, player 222, is Myung-ji's ex-girlfriend who also suffered thanks to his poor investment advice. Young-sik and Gum-ja, players 007 and 149, are a mother and son who each had no idea the other had signed up for the game. Commenters on YouTube and social media are already predicting that they'll need some tissues ready for when their story reaches a tragic end. Other notable contestants include Dae-ho, player 388, a macho ex-marine, and Son-yo, player 044, a shaman who predicts her rival's fates. There's also Noelle, a North Korean defector who had to leave her child behind, and the so-called Thanos team, whose 4 members are a good bit younger than the competition. They and more than 400 other unique personalities are all staring down a truly brutal experience. Even though Squid Game doesn't feature any Hollywood celebrities, fans of South Korean media are looking forward to seeing some familiar faces in Season 2. Most of the new cast has plenty of acting experience. Playing Dae-ho is Kong Han-ul, a fixture on television dramas including The Heirs and When the Camellia Blooms. Park Sung-hoon, who plays Young-ju, is critically acclaimed for roles on K-dramas like My Only One and The Glory, and might be recognized by horror enthusiasts as a supporting player in the movie Gong Ji-am: Haunted Asylum. Speaking of horror, fans of the apocalyptic Netflix series Sweet Home will be able to spot Lee Jin-ok and Park Gyu-young as Gon-sok and Noelle respectively. Movies and shows from South Korea are pretty popular in the rest of the world, but K-pop is on another level. Several musicians turned actors are bringing their skills to Squid Game Season 2, like Yim Si-won, a singer known for his time in the boy band Jia. However, the most anticipated new cast member is probably Choi Sung-young, who's better known by his stage name Top, having made waves as a member of the group Big Bang as well as a solo artist. Sung-young has accumulated a loyal fan base that's excited to see him play the violent rapper Thanos in Squid Game Season 2.
Ding!
In Season 1 of Squid Game, the players take a vote to decide whether or not to leave once they realize that their lives are on the line. They narrowly choose to end the game and walk away empty-handed, but it doesn't take long before the vast majority of them come crawling back. In Season 2, though, things work a little differently. As revealed in the teaser trailer, each game is followed by a vote deciding whether to split the money and walk away or continue to the next one. After they vote, each of the contestants is made to wear either a red patch with an X on it, meaning leave, or a blue patch with an O on it, meaning stay. By voting, the players have separated themselves into two teams. Some shots of the giant communal bedroom show it split into two halves, with a massive X and O on the floor. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, series creator Wang Dong-hyuk revealed, "I was inspired by the sheer fact that everywhere you turn, people are drawing lines, whether it's by generation, class, religion, ethnicity, or race. I wanted to tell a story about how the different choices we make create conflicts among us, and to open up a conversation about whether there is a way to move toward a direction where we can overcome these divisions."
We will not condone any kind of act that impedes this democratic process.
Squid Game Season 2 may feature a largely fresh cast and a new voting gimmick, but not much has changed about the games themselves since last time. While it's not identical to the competition that Gi-hun won, the newest game seemingly starts the same way, with red light, green light. The famous motion-sensing robot girl at the finish line also makes her grand return, ready to increase her kill count by another 100 or so. It also appears that the frontman will be recreating one of the most traumatic parts of the original series. In Season 1, Episode 4, the lights turn off and start strobing in the middle of the night to give the particularly cutthroat players the chance to eliminate the competition. Something similar is teased in Netflix's trailers for the new season, as player 125 hides while others get violent. New players also act in roles similar to those in Season 1. Jung Bae acts as comic relief, much like Min Yo did in Season 1, but his previous friendship with player 456 puts him in a similar position to Sang Woo. Meanwhile, new character Noelle is a North Korean defector, just like Se-byuk was before her. That said, there's no way that Squid Game Season 2 will be a mere recreation of Season 1. With permanent teams and mysterious new games, the stakes have certainly been raised. Playground games are always evolving, and Squid Game is no different. Many details about the next round of the deadly competition have been kept under wraps, but eagle-eyed fans think that there's a clue hidden in the trailers for the new season. In the communal bedroom that the contestants spend most of their time in, it looks like the frontman ordered a new paint job. In Season 1, decals can be eventually seen on the walls depicting the events of the game. This seems to still be the case in Season 2, as preview footage shows upside-down triangles with stick figures swinging on them. Fans on sites like Reddit have theorized that this is teasing a game based on monkey bars, where players who lose their grip would fall to their deaths. A checkered pattern displayed on the wall might also have important meaning. The trailer for Season 2 depicts contestants on a spinning carousel, but it's unclear how the carousel game is actually played and won. There are also rainbows printed on the floor in another room that appear to serve as a track, but there's no telling how the frontman plans to turn such innocent symbols into harbingers of death. We'll be watching Squid Game Season 2 for the first time on December 26th, along with fans around the world, but some critics were lucky enough to get the chance to watch it early. According to them, is it a masterpiece or a mistake? Thankfully, the common consensus seems to be that the second season of the hit show is a worthy successor. Indeed, critics are happily reporting that the 3-year wait has been worth it. Ayash Sharma, writer for Game Rant, shared on X, "Season 2 is a masterstroke in escalating the stakes while delving deeper into the human psyche. The plot seamlessly intertwines high-octane action sequences with psychological mind games. Lee Jung-jae is magnificent. It's bigger and better." Sharma was far from the only one. Critic Ashley Hurst had a similar opinion, posting, "Squid Game Season 2 is a brilliant return for Netflix's most popular show. show. The new cast is magnificent, and Lee Jung-jae puts in another masterful performance. There's so many amazing action sequences, it's well worth the wait. Get hyped! Finally, Gizmodo reporter Jermaine Lucier shouted out one of the most anticipated new characters in his initial review, writing, "It's a smart, fun continuation to the story that sets up a big Season 3 finale. Also, one word, Thanos." Squid Game Season 1 ended on a pretty dramatic cliffhanger, with quite a few unanswered questions remaining. We know that Gi-hun is hoping to destroy the game by joining it once again, but what he intends to do after that is a mystery. What's Gi-hun's plan? Does he even have a plan? If he does, then it's more than likely that a few things will go horribly wrong. While Gi-hun's motivations are somewhat straightforward, the frontman is a little more mysterious. With Player 001, the hidden mastermind of the games from the first season, dead, there's no telling whether someone's pulling the frontman's strings or if he's taken full control for himself. We know that the frontman became part of the game sometime after he won it in 2015, but it's unknown what his agenda is other than providing entertainment to multi-billionaires. In the Season 2 trailer, he says that the game will not end unless the world changes, implying that he intends for his work to have global consequences. The mysterious guard dressed all in black might have something to do with it. Finally, while it's been confirmed that Jun-ho was not killed after his brother shot him and let him fall off a cliff, his next move is still very much a mystery. What will his plan end up looking like? While many unanswered questions will presumably be answered throughout the 7 episodes of Season 2, it's likely that some of them will have to wait until Season 3. That's right, it's been confirmed that Squid Game Season 3 will likely be released in 2025. Fans can safely binge watch Season 2 without worrying about the series coming to an abrupt end. That said, it's also been confirmed that the 3rd season of Squid Game will also be the final one, presumably ending Gi-hun's story for good. Even when that happens, it might not be game over for Squid Game. In October 2024, Deadline reported that Netflix is seeking to develop an English language version of their biggest hit. Whether it would be a remake or a spin-off set in the same universe as the original is unclear, but rumor has it that director David Fincher is involved. Known for directing critically acclaimed movies including Fight Club and The Social Network, Fincher signed a deal to produce content for the platform in 2020 after finishing Season 2 of his true crime show Mindhunter. Squid Game is here to stay, and while it's unlikely that Season 2 will surpass the original in viewership, there are still countless adoring fans who can't wait to see what the frontman has in store.